What's up, everybody? Watching some Hussein Campbell. Let me pause that before I get a copyright strike or some craziness. But yeah, man. So it's about 8 a.m. the 21st of May, Brenton, Connecticut. It's a little chilly. I was going through some stuff, man. Not that anyone cares, but the guy is in New Brenton, Connecticut. There's this milk place called Didas. I don't know how old this is, but what to read in times of need. And it's funny that I found this. I think this was given out. This was given out by Channel 3. This is my mom's. And it says made in the USA. You don't see that anymore. You know, I said that if I had to choose sides, I would pick the Republican. And that's only if those two are left. I still stand how I feel about the government. Don't trust them. Don't believe anything they say. Don't trust them and don't believe anything they say. That's how I feel. Trump will act like he's on our side, but deep down inside, he knows he's not. See, what I know is behind closed doors, they're all one. This is all a shit show to keep us running in circles. You know, when I see people really backing Trump, hey, you know, back them. I mean, the only way to learn from mistakes is to go through the mistake. So, I really hope he is going after those people, but I highly doubt it, man. You know, and people always say we're in the end days. I've been hearing that for the last 28 years. Since I was 10 years old, I've been hearing this. I think, you know, the last days are always here because we let it be like that. These people in power are supposed to represent the people, right? But yet, they represent themselves and only people in power. When have you ever seen a politician stand up and deliver food to poor people if he wasn't given the order? When have you ever seen someone stand up and say, like a governor, well, I got a lot of money, so let me donate 20 grand to these poor people? Never. When have you ever seen a celebrity stand up without making a big deal of it or getting kickbacks from it and donate money? I haven't. When? You know? And the only way, I think, is for us to look out for each other. We need to start gardening more. We need to stop voting. I was watching George Carlin. He made a good point. I never vote, and people say I don't have a right to complain. I voted one time. It was the last election. It was the worst decision I ever made. I just wanted to see how it felt. So I registered to vote, and I voted. And yet, it felt like I didn't vote. It don't matter who you vote. You're going to put some trash in office. Don't vote for them. People say, oh, I have to pick someone. No, you don't. Don't pick anyone. Don't vote. Then they don't get in, right? Simple as that. You don't have to vote. You don't have to pick anybody. See? That's where you're being misled. You don't have to do anything. That's what's great about living in America, right? You know, I might back the Constitution up a little bit because I'd rather live with the Constitution than in a democracy. If you had to pick, where would you want to live? Would you want to live in a democracy or live where there's some freedom, right? Let me know where you would rather live, in a democracy or under the Constitution. Let me know. I'm curious. I want to see where other people stand. You know, sometimes I get passionate and I get angry and I start going crazy and stuff, but it's not because I don't hate anybody, you know. Well, I take that back. I hate child molesters. I really do. There's no excuse for that shit, and you know, that's insane shit, man. Man, don't even want to talk about that subject. Um, I just can't imagine what those kids go through, and I just don't understand how a sick motherfucker, like, I don't know, those people need to be in jail, and yeah, they need psychiatric help. But when you got a president standing up there saying he's going to drain the swamps, what swamps is he talking about? And then, like, I don't have no problems with homesteaders and people who want to live like that, and people who want to work. I agree. We need more jobs. We need more jobs. How's the greatest country in the world in debt? How's the greatest country in the world have no jobs? Think about that, people. How are we letting all these factories go overseas? Right? Yeah, it's good for the rich people, but not for us at the bottom. Like George Carlin was saying, man. He said, I was watching a lot of his comedy, man, and man, I love that guy. I do. The stuff he says, I mean, he's Jewish, I think, or no, Italian. I don't know what he is, but the stuff he says, man, is freaking awesome. Now, I don't know, if he's in on it or any of that, but the stuff he says, it's because some people that say stuff like that, they're in on it, Like Richie from Boston, I was watching, his video. He was stating there has to be people like us that outweigh the other side. So even if people speak against the agenda, they're going to let it go through because they have to. They need people like us to look crazy and stupid, So what they do is they'll make us look stupid. We'll talk about a whole thing and it won't happen. And say, oh, these people are crazy. And then it'll happen like 2 years later and everyone forgot about it. I'd rather be ready and called crazy than be unready and then be like, oh, man, those people were right. So, now, I also would like to know, when was the last time you ever voted for someone and something good came out of it? When's the last time you voted for someone and they did what they said they were going to do? Now, people are going to say, Trump did. Trump did. What? What did Trump do? Who did he arrest? Who's in jail right now that's in the sex trafficking ring? They said homeboy died, but is that true? Oprah ain't in jail. All these witches that cast spells through the daily programming. And now I've seen a new thing they got. It's called the Daily Roundup. Think about that. The Daily Roundup. What are they going to start rounding people up and putting them on the Daily Roundup? I mean, is this the type of life we're going into? Does anyone see, like, the bad things of technology? I want to know, do people, like, not care if their privacy is, like, not, you don't have any? Do you not care if you walk down the street and you have no privacy and there's cameras all in your face? People say, oh, they are now. No, it's not as bad as it's going to be if we let this shit happen. The good things that come with technology are very small. All the bad stuff is like that. It outweighs it. Now, people talk about 5G. The Sun Campbell made a good point. What about HAARP? People are forgetting about HAARP. HAARP is the machine that causes earthquakes. And it shoots microwaves into the ionosphere, if I'm not mistaken. So I researched a lot of that a long time ago. I need to brush up on my research. Yeah, HAARP. It shoots waves into the ionosphere. It heats it up. It excites the particles. So this whole thing, when they're putting so-called satellites that you could see stretch from horizon to horizon, not curvising, horizon now. Come on, people. Phones, rotors, what else? All give off microwaves, radiation, poison. They don't tell you that because it would interfere with their money. No one would buy phones. There's so much evil we're fighting against nowadays. You know, look at the dams that blew up in Michigan. That wasn't by accident. You know, it's crazy how those people were standing up for their rights, and then the next thing you know, a dam broke. You know, I mean, come on. I don't know, man. Sometimes, you know, I would think negative about when I should have died, when I crashed. But maybe God or the Creator or whatever is watching over us, or whatever the case. Even if that ain't the case, I like to look at it as I'm trying to like do better with my life. I'm trying to you know, I don't want to say educate people. I don't like that word, educate. People need to just stay aware, you know. Don't take things for face value, out of mind. Question it. Look stuff up. Definitely question it, definitely. And just be aware, especially if you got a family and you got kids, you know. That's a lot to worry about. I can't imagine having 2 kids, or even 1, or 3, and all this stuff's going on, you know. And I'm not saying the coronavirus is 1,000% fake. You know, there probably is something going around, but it's not as serious as they're making it. And I also raise flags when everything now is corona related. You know, every death. Someone could die of a heart attack. Oh, corona. You cut your finger open. Oops, corona. And then when I really dig deep about these masks, they're not stopping anything. If it's that serious, that mask ain't stopping it. Those gloves ain't stopping it. The biggest organ you have on your body is your skin, and that's it. Think about that one. I'm 12 minutes in. I'm not going to talk too much longer, but I hope everyone's safe out there. I hope everyone's family's doing good and they're healthy. You know, the only ill will I have is towards this negativity. We need to think more positive, and we need to show these governments that the people will help each other out, and the governments to go fuck themselves, right? They're supposed to represent the people, but a lot of buts. They're supposed to represent the people, yet they still don't represent the people. They get in these positions, and they start representing themselves and the people in power. You know, they forget about the oath they took. And the only oath they remember is the oath they took in their lodge. Think about that. The oath they took for the people is forgotten. The only oath they stand by is the one they took in the lodge for their brothers and sisters in the lodge. You know, I was going to join the lodge over here. They kept sending me emails and stuff. But I already had dug deep, and I already knew what they were about. And I was going to do it anyway, just to infiltrate. But I said, you know what, I'm not surrounding myself with fake people, man. You know, people, a lot of them are cops and shit, and just people from all walks of life, basically. But, you know, they front on Front Street out here in real life, and then when they get in their little lodge, they're a whole nother breed of people. You know, they when it comes down to it, they would back their brotherhood over the oath of the people, and that ain't right. That I don't even understand how they're under 2 oaths, period. Like, I don't understand how that works. That would be like taking the oath with the Creator and then taking the oath with Satan, if that even exists. I've always been a stand firm believer, if you want to say that you don't need a religion to be close to the Creator. The true Creator is your mother and father, but the Creator of all this is the Creator of all this. It's beautiful when you really break stuff down. It's beautiful how the plants are created and what they do, and the animals, and how our bodies work, and how they fight germs, and how you don't need vaccines. That's overminding God, the Creator. That's saying that the Creator was stupid and didn't know what the Creator was doing. And a lot of these doctors are satanic, man, and when you're under that knife and you're asleep, you don't know what the fuck they're doing to you. And I've had an operation and been under the knife. And when I was a kid, I was 12, I had a hernia operation. And I'll never forget putting that mask on me. They injected something into me, and it was burning, and I started crying, screaming, and they flushed it out, supposedly, right? Then, like, when I was like, they put the mask to put me to sleep, far away, it sounded like evil people were laughing. I'll never forget that neither. I was 12 years old, 11 I think, no, 10 or 11. And I never talked about that really to anyone because people would say I'm crazy. But yeah, I know I'm not crazy, and that's what I heard. Then I seen this interview this guy did with this doctor, and the doctor, so-called, was talking like a demon. Now, I don't take that for face value. People could do that for show, but it's just a point being brought across that these doctors are evil, especially people that say I'm just doing my job. That's scary shit. You know, that's how a lot of these accidents and deaths happen in the hospital is I'm just doing my job. A lot of research. Check about cancer. Chemotherapy excites the cancer cells and speeds them up. Now, I've been doing a lot of research. That's why there's more money in treatment than cures. Think about that one. People could say I'm crazy all they want. Hey, I'll stay crazy, but at least I research and, you know, I'm aware of things, and I just don't take shit for face value. You know, this is the society we're starting to live in. Is people just turn the tube on and be like, damn, you know, and they take everything for face value. The TV says, wear metal socks. You see everyone on metal socks. It's fucking crazy. It's like no one thinks for yourself anymore. I feel like I'm alone on a fucking island somewhere. But that's today's vlog. There goes my rant for the day. Hope everyone's safe. Stay focused. Keep your head up. To all my people who know what I'm talking about, be patient. You know, it's gonna take a lot. You know, I try to disturb people's sleep the most I can. It's not good when people are asleep and hypnotized to shake them like this. They might have a heart attack. Can't give them too much information at once. Some people can't even be unplugged. So, everybody be safe, man. Stay up, stay positive. Don't let these devils bring you down.